Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games. I'm here with a video. It's been a little while. Back on Tabletop Simulator. I didn't think this would happen anytime soon. No, it's not more Star Wars Destiny. I'm trying a new game out called Flesh and Blood. It's quite interesting. Basically, what I like so much about it is it has some reminiscence of the Star Wars TCG, where you actually start with a bunch of stuff on the table. So I am this character, Doranthea. My job is to eliminate Casa Centauri's sellsword. I've actually never read this person. Let's go ahead and read it together. This is another warrior, actually a different one. We're both warrior class. The second sword attack costs one less for them. And then at the beginning of your end phase, if you have attacked 2 or more times with weapons this turn, create a copper token. Ooh, interesting. Alright. I get to start with a weapon. I've chosen Dawnblade. This thing essentially lets me attack with it. And it has this cool thing that if I can hit with it twice in a turn, I'll get to put a counter on it. Okay, that's neat. I also get to start with a bunch of equipment. So I'm going to start with this thing as my chest piece. My helmet and boots are going to be basically the ones that are not Arcane Barrier. Arcane Barrier is specifically for the mage matchup, which is interesting. So we don't need those. We can just put on these, whatever. We'll see later what they do. They help you defend a little bit. They might do a little bit. This one is important because it gives me money, basically. It lets me attack for free. Now the weird thing of this game is it's a game where each turn you're going to get to go once. You get to play an action. But a ton of actions have go again. So if you played Star Wars Destiny, it's almost like the action cheating thing. But it's not action cheating. It's sort of like understood that most things will have go again. So like this Dawnblade, I can only technically attack once per turn, but its whole ability is based on the fact that I get to attack multiple times in a turn. So there's going to be cards that give this attack go again and things like that. We're about to roll here to see who goes first. And it looks like I will be going first. So it looks like I'm going first. I'm going to shuffle up my deck here, draw some cards, and the way it works is you don't get like weapons and stuff like that. There's a couple items, but it's basically actions or reactions. And reactions are things you sort of put on the stack. My opponent has 20 health. I have 20 health. This is actually a blitz match. Regular games you have 40 health and a bigger deck. Alright, so basically what's cool about Doranthea is if I hit with this weapon, I get to attack with the weapon again if I have a second action. That's the key. The first time I played this, I was like, yes, I hit. I go again, and the person was like, what do you mean you go again? You don't have go again. You used your one action. And I was like, oh, right. I used my one action. Here's the other cool thing about this game. Let's say I want to play this. It will give my weapon +2 attack, and if I hit, I get to draw a card. That's pretty good. But it's an action, right? So it does go again, which means now I can attack afterwards. But it costs 1. That's what the upper right says. But I have to pay for that, right? And when I pay for stuff, I use the same cards in my hand as resources. There's no mana in this game. And on the upper left, you see the pips. So there's 1 red and 2 blanks. That means this thing can discard for 1. So I think I'm going to play that just to put a little pressure on my opponent here. We'll discard this card. I don't really like this card. This was a deck that I got from somebody. So this thing gives me 1 pip to discard it, which allows me to play the Steel Blade Supremacy. Cool. It is go again, but it basically makes my weapon stronger. So now when I attack with this, I'll be stronger. But guess what? It costs 1 to attack. I have no resources. I used them all, so I have to use another one of these to go ahead and pitch it for 1 more, which lets me activate this. This is a pretty weak turn. Really, we're going to get like nothing out of this. But that's okay. It's the first turn. We're just sort of setting up. You draw up at the end of your attack, so it would be foolish not to attack. All right, so I'm going to tell my opponent. All right, so I'm attacking with the Dawnblade. It looks like for 5. Because it is 3 attack here in the bottom left corner. And then this is adding +2 damage. And if I hit, I draw a card. That's going to be really key. Because I'm out of resources, I can't even play this thing. I can't play that. I can't do anything. I really need to be able to draw a card. But it looks like he's putting down blockers. If you look at the bottom corner there, there's a little shield. So he's blocking for 2. plus 3, so that's 5. So I don't hit. I would have to play a reaction. Now the problem is, I could. This thing's a pretty cool reaction, but I can't actually do that. So I think what I'll end up doing is putting it in my arsenal. I'll talk about that in a moment. I could destroy this, and no, actually I couldn't do that. There's just nothing I can do, basically. Oh, what was this? Once per turn action, 4 if I pay a resource, my next weapon gains +1. That's cool, but yeah, that's not going to work. So we just say, okay. Alright, looks like you blocked it. This goes away into the discard pile because we used it. Our weapon comes back. We just get to keep using it. And at the end of the turn, there's this phase called the Arsenal phase. You can put 1 card in the Arsenal, it's called, which basically means you can use it later. And what's really cool about this, any card you pitched for resources, you actually stick them on the bottom of your deck. And in longer games especially, you will see them again. So you can set up these plays, I guess. I haven't done this. This is only my 3rd Blitz game, where you can actually set up plays where they sort of come back around and you can plan for them. But that's probably, well, I don't know. I shouldn't say it probably won't happen this game. I actually don't know. Oh, I haven't even seen her weapons. Once per turn, she can attack. Oh, that's interesting. So, but she has 2 of them, so she can probably attack twice. And this says that her second attack costs 1 less, so that's cool. So she'll be able to attack once with that one, paying 1, and then the second one will be free. And each time, if she's blocked, oh, I didn't draw up to 4. My bad. We should do that. E strike strength 7. I don't know what happened there. So they played what? What did they do? They played enlightened strength. As an additional cost, put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So they did that, so they're down to 2 cards. Enlightened strength gains go again, but they're not doing that. They're choosing 2. So they're attacking for 7. They're still going to be able to pay 1 to do that. Unless this doesn't have go again, right? So they won't be able to go again. I'm just confirming that. Because again, this is a thing where I'm pretty darn new to this game. And I like, when I'm new to a game, I ask questions, I try to clarify. So yeah, so this is going to be their only play. They're just going to attack for 7 unless they have a react in hand, which they probably do, let's be real. So what are we going to do here? And this is what's really cool about this game is you draw up at the end of your turn. So when it comes back to me, if I use all these cards to defend the 7 attack, guess what? I don't get to attack because I won't have any cards anymore. This is going to be cool because it lets me pitch for 3, because there's 3 pips in the upper left, which will let me play a lot of my cards. This sink below, I would probably use that to pitch. I'm trying to plan out my next turn is really what's happening here. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, if I take this damage, I will have less life, so this will get go again, so I can attack for 4 with that. Then I can pitch 1 to do that. This isn't that great. This would only give me +1. What do you think? Should I take the 7? Whew, that is so much. But I think we will. I think I'll take. Wait, let's remember what this is. This is sword gets +3, or this card would get. This card already has go again, so we're gonna get to do some stuff regardless. Let's go ahead and pitch this, or not pitch it, but we'll defend with it. So then I'll only take 4, and then I think I can also go like weapon attacks. Okay, so I'll do this. This will let me block for 1 more, and then this will let me block for 1 more. So this is my equipment. They're just going to take negative counters. So now instead of blocking for 1, it's going to block for 0. This, instead of blocking for 2, will block for 1. So they're kind of like temporary things. So it looks like they're going to hit for 3, 4, 5, for 2. I think... Oh, yeah. Actually... Yeah. That's fine. I don't know if that's the right play. Again, I'm maybe not just as new as you are to this game. But, oh wait, okay, so they're doing a reaction. So they're adding +3. And if it hits, they get go again. So this is the problem. They're going to get to go again. They won't get to do a ton of damage because they don't have any cards anymore. But they'll do a little damage. So I think we're just going to have to say that that's fine. We have this defense reaction, actually, where we could stop 4 more. So I think we probably will. Alright, so they're at 10. I'm at 6. So I can slap this down for 4 more. And then now they don't hit because they don't have more. Now we'll see if they have another react. They shouldn't because they're out. So I think they're just done. Now what's cool about this game is that, yeah, I stopped their attack. Huzzahs to me, right? But, like, what am I supposed to do here? Wait, hold on. Why is he attacking again? He didn't get go again, right? If this hits, this attack is go again. I hope I hope I've understood it right, that because of that now he can't attack. But I don't know. He's saying that he can attack, so I don't quite understand. Once per turn action, attack. Maybe. Maybe this is an extra thing that he gets, which would be really cool. If every turn he automatically gets that. That doesn't seem right to me. But I don't know. We're trying to figure this out. This is one. This will be Razor Reflex, give strike, go again. Nope, that's only if it hits though. Target attack gains 3, and if it hits. So I think it doesn't have it. Yep, there we go. So I was right. We do have an understanding of the game. Well, a basic understanding of the game. We'll say that. So that's his turn then. Because I blocked with these things, they each get counters on them. So this thing is now worse. I basically went all in on defending this because of that. I didn't want my opponent to have another opportunity to be able to attack again. So that's why I did that. I kind of went all in, and we may find out later that that was a terrible decision. I don't know. We'll see. These since they were used and not pitched, they're just gone for the game. And now we're back to my turn. I only have 2 cards. So, yeah. And I don't have less life, so I kind of gave up this thing. I was actually wanting to take the damage to turn it on, but then if I had taken the damage, then I would have gotten wrecked by the fact that my opponent would have been able to do other things. So let's take a quick peek at this thing one more time. Yeah, so this is going to give me +3. So I think what we're going to do is actually attack with the Dawn Blade. The problem is we're not getting go again. But I don't really think there's a lot of other things we can do. We kind of put ourselves in a tough spot where I think we just go like this. Get 3 resources. Because it is, if you notice, it has 3 pips on the top. You can always tell by the color. That's one thing I like about it. If it is blue, it's going to have 3 resources. This cost me 1 to initiate the attack. Alright, we're initiating an attack. Now, we're not going to get much out of it, unfortunately. This is kind of interesting. Oh, no, that doesn't work. This doesn't get... Basically, the problem is nothing is giving it go again. So I'm just doing, like, an attack. Which really isn't that great. The whole point of this character is you want to do multiple attacks. But unfortunately, that's not really a reality here. So I spent 1 for that. So I'm attacking my opponent for 3 of their 20 health. And they are blocking for 3. But again, remember, much like what happened to me, now they won't have this card for the attack. So I will play this card as a react. Costs 1, so I'm down to 1. And this is going to give my attack +3, so now I'm at 6. Again, that's kind of whatever, but I'm drawing up anyway. I'm just going to put this life for a life in my arsenal, so that next turn I can use it if I want to, which, you know, will be reasonable. And we'll see. No defensive react, so I hit for 3. Woo! We did it. We got 3 damage in. The problem is we didn't have go again, so that's our turn. And it's not really where you want to be. It's just like pass, but we got 3 damage in, right? We've got some of our damage in. Okay, so we're gonna just end our turn. We'll flip that. We'll put that into the arsenal. We'll recycle the card that we pitched. So now it's back under our deck, and we will once again draw back up to 4. And here we go again. This is basically the game, just kind of like wearing your opponent down. Warrior, I'm guessing, is going to feel even more like this. Let's see. So he pitched for 3. So he has 3 resources this turn. First thing he did was play Driving Blade for 2. So this attack, it's +3 and go again. So he's going to get to go again after this attack, regardless whether he hits, whether he misses. So he's hitting for 5. So the question is, he only has 1 card in hand. So I really need to start planning out my next turn to know what I should do, if I should take all this damage, if I should block. Remember, we have that card that wants to be lower on life, so taking 5 can be good there. This thing is a really good blocker, though. Like, I would have to... Oh, you don't have to pay for blockers either. So it would just block for 6 and do 1, and then make my opponent probably invest more because they're thinking like, oh no, I will have to pay for it because it's a reaction. So I'll have to pay 1 for the reaction. And that changes things substantially because that would mean it cost me 2 cards to play this 1 card, and I don't want to do that. I just want to whomp him. So this is target weapon is +3. If they defended it all, it gets another 1. Oh, the next attack. So, but do we have anything that gives go again? The next weapon attack this turn gains +1. The next defensive reaction card the defending player costs an additional 1. That's interesting. This thing seems kind of terrible to me, to be honest. I'm not sure. Oh, it's because we're pitching it for 3. That's why it's good. None of these are giving my weapon go again. This is the problem I faced earlier with this deck. This is a deck I pulled offline, and I'm thinking it's probably not optimized, but that's okay. I'm not optimized either, so it's whatever. But really, I don't have a way to make 2 attacks next turn anyway. So at that point, it doesn't much matter. Like, I have the 1 attack from this thing, and then I'll have only 1 attack from my Dawn Blade. So maybe what I do is just make it a giant attack, take the 5, pitch these 2, and then make it +3, +4 when they put something on the link, and then +3 more. So that's like 7. That's going to be a pretty big attack. And then if I'm pitching that, it's because I don't have 1 more. So I think we're just going to take it. We'll just take it. We'll just take it. They're going to get a go again. No, we won't take it because they get to go again anyway. So we'll block this one. Well, and I'm going to play the reaction. So I'm going to say pass on the block. They passed their attack reaction. I don't know what happened there. Something weird happened there. And I will go ahead and play Steel Blade Shunt, getting rid of what card? This one, I guess. So this will do 1 damage to them, and I block all 6. So, sure. Now you might say, that looks kind of foolish. Your whole plan was to be lower on health, but I have a suspicion that they'll get me lower on health. I'm not super worried about that one. My guess is they will attack with the other weapon now. Did they have a resource left over? Or is that your second cost 1 less? So I'm going to take this one. Yep. It would have cost 1, but that's her ability. This hero seems really good, by the way. Alright, so that's it. Well, we didn't get lower than them, so we'll probably end up leaving this in the arsenal. And we'll take 2. And we'll just kind of continue plowing on. Oh, and they get 1 copper. So copper doesn't do much. You have to pay 4 to draw a card, but there's a card in here that we saw already called Cash In. You may destroy 4 coppers and draw 2 cards. So that's pretty reasonable. Wait, they're doing another attack? I didn't think they had to go again there. I'm a little confused. Nope, they are not doing another attack. They're just moving everything over. Alright, so now it's our turn. We only have 2 cards. So that's not great. What we can do is just go ahead and pitch this and just use up our turn. Well, we didn't. I don't know what happened there. They didn't go under. Alright, so we'll pitch this. We'll get 3. And then we'll use 1 to attack. This is a pretty meek turn, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do that's different here. It just felt like there were some weird cards that's not giving me go again, and I'm having to play a very fair game, basically, and just saying, like, I'm going to go, you go. And they're like, okay, cool, now you go. But my opponent got to play several attacks, which I think is really the key. Let's see. They don't want to... I guess not. Oh, I guess so. It's the next one that gets it. So I'll just put it on there. That way we can drop anyway. So I'm now attacking for 6. I don't think my opponent lets all that through. That's a lot of damage. They'll probably block for, say, they probably have a react that's like 3 or 4. Or I think this is like 5, 4. Okay. So they take 2. They might have another one. It's possible. Alright, so they took 2. We're kind of playing like a slow attrition game here. But the turns are moving pretty quick here. That's kind of nice. So we are winning, actually, 18-14. But I don't feel like I have a lot happening here. So we got another one of these things. This card is quite good. It's defeated with a search. Oh my goodness. I get to search for a reaction card, which would allow me to get go again, I would think. This one gives dominate, which means they can only block with 1, which is quite good. And then this one is kind of lame, actually. This is the one I think I would probably consider taking out. Ooh, they heal for 1. Okay, it's this one. This is quite similar to what we have here. In fact, it's exactly the same. I think we are fine with this. It would take them to 15 and me down to 14. And if we need to, we can jump in with that one. So I think we'll take it. We won't block. I could block with any of these cards, by the way. They all have block values on the bottom. Some of them really high, some of them much lower. They're going to pass their attack react. They're threatening 5. They're going to go to 15. So I'm going to use this as a double pitch to pay 1 for that attack. And then 1 more. Actually, paying me 2 more to do that. And yeah, so this should work where we get 2 attacks finally. So I'll pass my attack. So they just do 4. We go to 14, which seems bad, except for the fact that we are now under them and get to do shenanigans with go-agains. Should put quite a bit of pressure on them. But let's see what they have. Your next weapon attack gains +2 and go again. Oh my. And they get 2 coppers. So, yeah. That's kind of good. And now they're attacking again because it's their second attack. It's free because of this ability. So they are attacking here for 3 with go again. I'm not sure if they have a resource. I don't think they do. I think that one is off the table, so they don't have any. Okay, so they would have to pitch to pay for the last one. I think we're gonna, like, I think we're going for it all in our turn. I think we're gonna pitch that for 2. letting us play this, doing our attack, pitching this one for 2 more, doing that, and going to get the card that gives us go again. We need 1 more for that. Will we be able to do all that we want to do? That's what I need to figure out. Maybe not. Let me do this one more time. Let me do the math one more time. So 2 to play this for 1 and attack for 1, letting us go get the card. I believe it costs 0 to play. Then we would be able to pitch 2 more to play that, which would let us get through. And then we would also be able to, yeah, I think that's fine. I think we can take it. We're going to take it, and we're going to try to do the old classic, take all the damage, crack back for $1 million. Alright, so that's our plan. We'll see what our opponent does. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, we're passing again. Okay. So I take 4. Go down to 10. Will we die a horrific death? Possibly. Possibly. Look at all these copper cards. Oh my. That can't be good. That can't be good at all. I'm assuming they're going to pay 1 more just to throw 1 more in attack. That one costs something, though, I believe. Second attack. Beginning of your phase, if you have attacked 2 or more times with a weapon, create a copper. So I believe my opponent has misinterpreted their card. Oh, second sword attack. Well, then how was the first one free? I don't know. I've missed something in here. Let's see. All right. So they did 3, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like I missed the fact that they had paid for that. So this is actually free. Also, they're coming again. That's not good. We're going to take it even more. This might be a disaster. We'll see what happens. I just so want to get my big attack here, and it's very well we'll just block it and laugh and be like, you're a dunderhead. So 1, I think. I believe it's 1. So then I go to 9. 2. Okay. I don't know why it was 2. Oh, it's 2. So right now it's 2. That's why it was 2. So they got 1 million more coppers from this thing. So I'm a little worried. A little worried they're going to have something that uses all these coppers at some point. This is kind of crazy. But we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. I believe their turn is finally over. But this is the way the game can play, right? Is that you get just 1 million attacks. So our opponent got a lot of attacks there. Well done on their part. I, on the other hand, not been able to put a turn like that together until now. I hope. I'm certainly lower health than they are. That's the good thing, right? Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be big. Okay, so we're going to go... Wait, this is not going to have go again. What was the thing? What was giving it? Oh. So the way I get go again is really reliant on my opponent sort of falling for a trap. And I don't know that they're going to fall for said trap. We're going to do this anyway. Where's our die? Here it is. So we're going to chip that for this. Same exact card they played. It cost me 1 because it says 1 in the corner. And now I'm just swinging. And if I have less life, it gets go again. So this is basically just, for 1, I make him pitch some cards to block this thing. Or just take a bunch of damage. And I don't really think they want to just take a bunch of damage. So this puts me in a good spot where either they're going to have very little to do on their turn, or they're going to have to go all in to block this. I mean, either they're going to have to go all in to block this and they'll have little to do on their turn because all their cards will be spent by the time their turn comes around, or they're going to roll the dice and say, I can take this, and I'll knock them out next turn. So we'll see what their thought is. I think we can live for a couple turns. Also, they still have their pieces, which I haven't factored in at all. They haven't used a single piece of damage prevention. So, and I just moused over them all. So I was like reminding my opponent, hey, look at all these things you have. And then my opponent's like, oh, duh, of course. I have all these things. So they just defended for 4. So the question becomes, do we want to react to that? I don't think we do, actually. I think we're okay letting that one go. That was kind of the point of that attack. Actually, so we'll leave that on the stack. We'll pay 1 more. Oh, wait, I should say pass. Well, because maybe they're going to load up even more and they have something, which they don't, but who knows? Maybe they do. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pay 1 more. We'll attack with Dawnblade. So this is called creating a chain. So now this is part of the chain, which means they can't use these bracers again because they're already in use on the chain, which is actually an important but small thing. Like if they weren't on the chain, they could block again with the bracers, whereas now they're going to have to find a way to block this with something else. They do have 2 other things to block with, so they'll probably be fine. Yeah, but I'm going to end up paying 2 here. Okay, so they're not blocking out of hand, which is really unfortunate. I would have liked them to block out of hand. So they're defending for 3. So, oh, I forgot to do this. This was, oh no, it is a reaction. Cool. If it has a card from their hand, I search, but it's not. And this is, if they've defended with the card from their hand, my next attack is +1. But I'm not really that worried about that. So we'll do like this. We're going to discard this. It's a yellow card, so that's how we know it has 2 pips, 2 cost, or 2 resources. And this reaction only needs 1 of them and gives me a better looking attack here. Oh, they're not going to defend anymore. So I'm actually going to get to go for 6, put 3 through, and still be losing, and save that card for later, which I think I'm fine with. Or am I? No, because they haven't put anything from their hand. They were smart about this. I believe they are better than I am. So they understood what could happen, right? That if they had blocked there, it might have been a problem for them. Alright. And because that's just how warriors work. Each class has sort of their own thing. It's kind of weird that we're playing a warrior on warrior game here. Alright, so let's plan out our next turn. We got another one of these stinging spell blades. That's kind of cool. We got this thing, which is amazing if they defend with a chain, but they don't. It's worthless. Your next weapon attack is +2 and go again. So this is kind of what we've been waiting for this whole game. And this thing, till end of turn, weapon gains +2, and whenever this weapon hits, draw a card. So this deck needs more Spoils of War is what it comes down to. It should have 6 because you can have 3 of each color. My guess is it doesn't. My guess is it's doing some other things, and it may be doing really good things that I'm just unaware of. But from my perspective, it feels problematic. Alright, so this says, reveal the top card of your deck. Ravenous Rabble gets -X, where X is the pitch value of the card revealed this way. Go again. Okay, that seems amazing. So, top card cost this is coming at 3 strength with go again for 0. That seems awesome. Wow. I'm mighty impressed by that. Okay. So, on our turn, we really need to play this, which costs 1. We can chuck this, I think, for 2. I think we have to start blocking. Our opponent's just completely overrunning us, and I can't quite figure out what has happened to make that happen. Alright, but I think we just go... There's so many attacks is the problem. I don't know how we're supposed to fend them all off. It's 3. I guess I'll put this out here and take 1? I don't know. That seems fine. So I'll block with that. Again, this is the whole thing of like playing around Warriors thing of if you block from hand, bad things happen to you. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So this is... okay. Yeah, so they have to defend with something to turn that on. Yeah, so they only have 2 cards. So how are they going to do stuff? Alright, so I'm passing. This will go on there. I'll take a damage. No big deal. Oh, actually, this is probably going to stay out here because it's the chain. Forgot about the chain. So that's part of the chain now. Wow, they were looking at their chess piece. What were they going to do with it? Sword attack costs 1 less this turn. Aha, I see. So he's destroying that so that now, instead of having to use one of his ever so valuable cards, he can just throw out this attack without having to worry about it. And I don't think I care that much. I mean, I probably should because I'm almost dead. But other than that... Alright, so I'll block with this. And we'll just take 1. Whatever. Now, if they react, that's different. Then we might have to do something. Actually, this deck doesn't really do a good job defense reacting. And I don't have anything to defense react. So, if they give themselves go again on a hit or something, that's fine. But they won't be able to do anything super cute like this card. Or, sorry, this card. Alright, so let's see. Oh, yeah, and their next attack costs 0. That's so annoying. Okay. So I take 1. Boop. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. I'm down to 6. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I'm not going to win. Ooh, what is this? Bolters? What? When your weapon attack hits, you may destroy him. If you do, the attack hits go. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I have those in my deck. That's good to know. That's good to know. I have that go again, always on the ready. So 2 more. And this time... no blocks! I don't know why I'm not blocking anything. This might just be dumb. Oh yeah, especially since we'd probably die here. The weapon gains go again. And my opponent did something. Yeah. Let's see. How do I rewind? I don't remember. It's been a while since I actually did this. I don't actually remember how to rewind. Menu. Hit the arrow to the left. Okay. There we go. Oh. See if that worked. No. No. Oh. Okay. There we go. We got it back. Woo! That was nice. Cool. TTS games. Wild stuff happens sometimes. Alright. So they got go again. Oh, wow. Okay. That must mean that they have 1 more card. I can't actually see it, so I'm going to get rid of, again, the top menu. That's why I don't keep that out there. Yep, they got 1 more card. So it's 2 more. Alright, so 2 more. It's getting bad. It's getting bad, people. Oh, right. Scar for a scar. And it gains go again. So you're seeing what can happen when you really wisely chain a million go agains. No go again? Oh, because they don't have less. But we still have to block it, right? Like, there's no way we can let that go. Yeah, so we're just going to have to block for 3, I guess. Okay. I mean, we're in some really serious trouble here. Like, it would be quite unlikely if we win. But, again, draws were weird. The draws were very weird in that we couldn't give our card what we needed to do, which was make it hit and give it go again, and we just couldn't get the go again cards. We did finally get the Spoils of War. But I didn't use the bolters either. That was something I didn't really realize. So, all right. What? There we go. I don't know what he said. He's gonna sack his last card to a copper. What? I don't know what that meant. But okay. So this goes back. This is now going to have 2 on it. The bracers. So this is garbage, basically. We can pop it at any time, which says your next weapon attack this turn gets +1. And I can only activate it if ability had hit. So, like, that's really limited, but it's really just 2 health bomb. That's what we're really looking at there. What is this even? It's been so long. This is the getting to get a card if your opponent attacked. Alright, so we got to do some attacking, right? Unfortunately, we had to give up our card that was supposed to give us our resources. So, that was an issue. I think now we're going to have to give up this to get the resources to be able to do stuff, basically. Although this one... Yeah, this one we want. Okay, so we go like this. We give up this. We like that card, but can't have everything we want in life. That's what I'm going to go with. Can't always have everything. So we'll set that to 2 resources. We will do this for 1. We give our weapon go again. We pay that 1. And off we go. So our weapon is going to attack for 5 with go again. Now the problem is, if I don't hit, that doesn't actually matter. Like I sure I have go again, but this sword can only attack once unless I hit. So that's a problem. That is like a real serious problem. Oh my. Yeah, so we're in some trouble. We have to hit here, essentially. And we do have this card, which is cool. It will give us +1, but it's only +1 for 5. No defense. Okay. Alright, no defense. No defense, huh? That means I get to attack again. Sure. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. They get a react. They get shunt. Shunt is quite good. So that stops me. So I'll have to do this for 1. I made 1 resource. I spent 1. And now I'm 1 higher. There, I'm 6. Their block is only 5. So far I have it. And if I get it... Oh, wait, I get this right now, too. I get to search that. So I will search. What is it for? An attack reaction card. Okay. So I can... So it's a typical thing of, do I want something that pays for a lot of resources? Or do I just want something really good to try to kill this person because I can get a free attack? So like if I can get something for 0, so I could give it go again, it doesn't actually do anything. Is there anything I have for 0 that actually does something? This is kind of the problem of not knowing this well. I could get... No, that wouldn't do anything. This thing's 1. That's 0. This would give me another 1, I guess. Has defended with a chain. Okay, so I'll take that. Probably have to show it because it says that. It says banish it. Banish it face up. Then I may play it this chain link. So I can play it right here. That just gives me +1. It's not that great, but it's something. So we'll see what they want to do. So let's see what they do. Do they have something else they can do? Or I just get to swing in and set an extra 1 on them. Oh, I don't think so, but that's fine. I think it's a back and forth, actually, but whatever. It doesn't matter at the moment. I got 2 damage in. It's 12 to 10. I'm pretty sure I'm dead at this point. Like, that wasn't that great of a play. So I will pop this thing. Oh yeah, I took 1 from his ability. So that's not good. Now I'm going to pop this to attack again. I'm going to move these over into this. And this, my weapon is still +1, I believe, because it doesn't say... Nope, it's a weapon attack. It's not for the turn. And this one is this attack. So again, we're going. But if it hits again, then we're in business. I don't think it will. I have a feeling my opponent is going to block this. Because if they don't block it, then it's going to gain these counters and become a really brutal weapon to deal with. And if they're up by so much, I feel like they can just block, attack with a little bit of what's left to get stuff out of my hand, and basically start winning this attrition war. I mean, they're up 10 to 2. Like, it just... That feels like a foolish play to me, but what do I know, right? I'm the new guy. It doesn't matter. So... Oh, wait, they could still have a defensive reaction. Forgot about that. So if they have, like, a shunt or something... Okay. Cool. I get a token? What's the token I get? I don't think I get a token, right? I think I just get a counter. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but I think they mean counter. What happened to my die? Here we go. So I got 1 counter on there. So now, my weapon attacks for 4 now. So, if I can live, I could be in business. So we're gonna loop that back under. These all go away permanently. This piece of equipment is gone now because I used it up. I popped it for my ultimate combo to take him to nowhere close to death. And we're going to have to block with everything we have here. They don't have a lot, which is nice. So they're going to pay 3 to be able to go 2 for that, 1 for that. So because this will be the second attack, this one will also be free and would kill me. So both of these attacks kill me. This one is hitting me for 4. They have no cards in hand. And no resources. So there's really nothing they can do here. Oh, but they have that. They have a card hidden in their arsenal that could just destroy me. So I think I have to let it destroy me if it's going to. Next defense. Okay, so what I think we're going to do next turn is play Spoils of War off of this. No, we'll just do this. We'll just give it quick. If you have less gains, go again. So we have a lot of stuff we can do, actually, if we can just stay alive. But this one, I think, is one we can just block with. And just say, okay, that's cool. We'll block for 4. And you don't get to kill me just yet. Now, might they still kill me this turn? Yeah, they might. They might kill me right here with this reaction. Defending has defended with a net. It gets +3. So I would have lived, actually, if I had just... Nah, I would have died. And I don't have any defensive reactions. I can't do any other sort of reactions. I can't add more shields because it's not a defensive reaction card. So you know what that means. It means we lost. That means we lost. We took a lot here. 7 against my 4 blockers. We took -3. So we went to -1, which means that's game. So that's Flesh and Blood. This is only my like 4th game, my 3rd game in this sort of like blitz mode, which is faster games. I'm enjoying it. It's been really interesting so far. What I really like about it is the looping deck thing. I think is really cool. I love the setup mechanic. I really like games where there is it feels like an RNG light game, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, because you can get rid of any card you want to make resources to pay for the cards. You're not like hoping for certain lands or anything. These are the blue ones are sort of like the good lands because they give you 3. But the way it works is really cool. If it gives you 3 resources, it's less powerful than the one that gives you 2, which is less powerful than the one that gives you 1. So in your deck building, you're really making all these decisions. And then you have all these equipment over here, and there's a whole bunch of different ones that we can see. Sort of depending on the matchup, you get extra ones. It's kind of like a sideboarding mechanic. And then these are doing stuff as well. So what's really cool... wait, he's saying, oh, right. I should have been defending for 1 less. So I go to 0 instead of -1. Well, what I really like about this game is that you have so much of the stuff built in. And then there's quite a bit of... consistency you can build in your deck, because it can actually play. Let's see if that's the case in this particular deck. Each color you can play the max card amount of each color of a card. So for instance, if I wanted to play with I don't know, I'm just going to pull out a card. Let's say I wanted to play with this card. I could actually have it's a max 2 copies, but it's a max 2 yellow copies. So I could actually have 6 of this card. They would just do a slight variety of things. So you can put quite a bit of consistency in. I just really like the flow of the game. That like they take an action, I take an action. Yes, usually there's the go again that gives you multiple actions, but that's fine. It's sort of like each character is built to do that, but you have to pay resources to do it. I like the fact that you are paying cards to play stuff. I really like this mechanic of cards you use to block means you don't get to attack with them. So, like, this game you saw, I got super greedy and was like, let's go for it. The turn didn't even pan out at all, and I took a ton of damage for my greed, whereas if I had just been like, I'll just throw everything into blocking, yes, I wouldn't be able to attack, but I would have blocked. Would that have won me the game? I don't know. Probably not. But these are just some of the things I like about Flesh and Blood. So, if you thought this looked like an interesting game, check out the next video I'm going to do where I talk about sort of like the price and the economy of the game. But this is sort of the first game, a little bit of gameplay, and there are a whole bunch of these different heroes and different classes. So, like, here's a really good point. I didn't realize there were multiple warriors. I thought she was the only warrior. I got to admit, I think I like her better. But I don't know. This person is like the quote good deck. So yeah. So that's gonna wrap it up today. That is our first look at Flesh and Blood. I don't know. Maybe you think it's interesting. Also, if you do, let me know. Curious to hear what you think. I'm not saying I'm like all in on this game or anything. What I'm saying is I played a couple times. It seems pretty fun. It seems pretty interesting. I like the mechanics of it. Right? It's like the mechanics of this game seem pretty cool and fun. Do I love the sort of whittling down of your opponent? It feels very much like an attrition game, a continual gathering of small advantages, at least in the matchups that I've played. And I don't know yet. I think I know why people are drawn to that it feels very skill-based, right? Like, it's not like other card games where you can like out-skill and out-maneuver your opponent for a while, and then they drop the haymaker, and you're like, cool, man. You drew the haymaker, I didn't. You win. It doesn't feel like there's quite as much of that in this game, at least, and it may just be more this deck is like a mid-rangey, grindy deck, and there are some decks that are a little more haymaker based. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting game so far. Very curious to hear what you think. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.